Hello, this is Cuckoo. Today I want to show you my brand new piano pack. I sampled this peculiar sounding piano in 3 different velocity levels. So one where I play forte, which means hard, one where I play piano, which means soft, and one where I play kind of hard but with a sustain pedal down to have this massive resonance of all of the strings kind of vibrating to the tone that I record. And all of these 3 different recordings resulted in a number of sample packs and presets for different things you can use. For instance, I'm working with the Nordwave 2, so I created specific patches for the Nordwave 2. It has a library format that is the same format across all of the Nord sample library compatible synths. It's in there. I got sample packs for the OP1 series and the OP1 Field with a stereo and new kind of sound, and also the OP-Z. And for the rest of you, there is just a huge library of wave files, so you can mix and match the samples as you like. And I created EXS files for use in Logic Pro or compatible software, and also for Ableton Live. Everything is set up, ready to go. Let me show you what it sounds like. I am very pleased with it, and I think it sounds really beautiful. Yeah, let's play it. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention, I'm calling this pack the Magic Pianos. Yeah, Magic Pianos. The first Magic Piano, I'm going to show it on the Nordwave 2, which is a great synthesizer for gigging if you're a keyboard player. You can pack it full of your sample packs. And also there's a bunch of really great synthesis engines on board. Let's listen to the Magic Piano Forte. Sounds like this. Yeah, so how do you like it? For me, this is the best work that I've done in piano recordings ever. So I'm really pleased with this. I consider this to be kind of the neutral recording. If I turn off the filter completely here, so it's just the raw recording, it sounds like that. And what's very common with pianos when playing pianos on a synthesizer is to have a little filter. Like when you play pianissimo, you kind of shut the filter a bit to kind of muffle the sound, and then you open it when you strike harder. And this, I've done that to this patch. There is, however, an automatic way of doing that. If I turn off the raw sample mode that I was in, and it's now in this piano mode, it's doing that for me, but I think it's doing it too much. But it sounds like this with the preset piano mode. It's very muffled. But it's more dynamic than what I did with my. So it's up to you. If you want to use the filter and have more control of it, you can use the velocity and connect the filter amount to the velocity. Then you got total control of what filter to use, and I've done my best to make like a good middle ground. All right, so the next one is called the Magic Piano P, as in piano, as in soft. So let's listen to this one and see how much it differs from the other recording. a quite different vibe than from the other one recorded with very hard strikes. So one more thing, when you're playing back piano samples, you are in charge of the envelope. So you can make a really low sustain and a short decay if you want to. Like this. And it has a totally different vibe. Or totally open sustain, the way the sample is provided, with a very, very open recording. More reverb. Yeah, it's up to you to dial in the sound you want to. And on the Nordwave, you can go in there with a synth sound, like maybe add a little sine wave on the second layer to have that as a sustain, to create a little musical. It's nice. Like that. Yeah, all right. The next sound is called Magic Piano PS, and S as in short. I made great kind of care to take care of the noise in the recordings. So sometimes I use some of the recorded noise in the attack of the sound. But on the short version, I shorten the recorded noise because there is plenty of room noise and the mic noise, and I just try to battle that, because when you play many sounds at the same time with noise, the noise layer up. So I try to kind of do my very best to keep the noise levels down. And the short mode, PS, is an even shorter noise in the attack. You can hear the difference. And that gives it a little bit more of a kind of plucky nature. Yeah, I like it. And then the last one, the Magic Piano Ped, with the pedal down, and each note has been recorded with the pedal down. Lots of resonance. Listen to this. You can hear all these strings kind of vibrate to life. It's giving it a totally different vibe. I think it's very suitable for kind of open and hard chords, like so that has a very different vibe from the other one. You can hear like a bigger, wider resonance there. So I took these are one recording per note, 64 notes on this small piano that I recorded, and I made mini versions of those. So the ones labeled with a minus sign there, they have just a third of the samples in there, like 4 notes per octave, whereas the other ones have 12 notes per octave. So that's a very dramatic decrease in file size. Very often you have like the Nordwave 2 full of your samples, and it's hard to let go of samples. But with a smaller file size footprint, it's easy to squeeze one in. So they sound more or less the same if you don't really listen and look for the more sparse samples, but sounds yeah, so there you go. This is the Nordwave 2, but these samples, they work just as well in any other Nord synthesizer that supports the Nord library. And I actually, within the pack, as showing here, it also contains the source files. So you can go in there and change the file format to an older format if you want to and export it again. Like I chose to bundle the format in Nord Library 3, but there is Nord Library 2, which you can just go in there and export, change the version and export it again, or Nord Library 4, which I'm actually not sure what the benefits are for the new format, but yeah, go in there into the source file and export the one that your synthesizer supports. Cool, so that's the Nord library. Let's move over to the OPZ, shall we? Let's go. OPZ, cup of tea, always good. So on the OPZ, I made, now it might sound strange, but 19 different pianos and also chords. I forgot to mention in the beginning, but I recorded 57 different chords randomly on the piano, and then made some a kit with some of those chords. And you can build your own kits with drum utility and make your own kits of the chords that you like. I'm going to play it for you. But one thing with getting piano samples to sound good on the OPZ, it's very difficult because the piano has a very, very distinct attack, transient in the beginning of the sound, and a sound wave often looks like this. And if you play it faster and faster and going up in the pitch, this shape will be shorter and shorter and shorter. It sounds like Smurfy. Yeah, Smurfier and Smurfier, the higher up you go in the pitch. And the lower you go, the slower the transient becomes if you just play one sample. So on the bigger keyboards, I play like one sample per key, and it sounds like right wherever you are on the keyboard. But on the OPZ, OP1, you got to think of it as finding a sweet spot for a particular melody or chord that you want to play, and not think of it as having one big sample piano for all of the pitches, because it doesn't really work that way. So I made 19 different versions of the of the samples for the OPZ and OP1. And 19, it sounds a bit crazy because in the actual sample packs, just 3 different versions that I sampled. I'm going to shut up and just show you. For the demo here, I put all of the samples on the melody track and on the chord track. So the first one, it's a really bassy, it's a sample from the bass register. Sounds very cool down here. But the higher up you go, you kind of feel like, oh, maybe it doesn't really work that way. Let's pitch one octave down. It sounds really cool. It's a good sample. So for a bass piano, I'll choose this. Let's take the next one. Also bass sample. And this is the one with the pedal. You can hear everything going on there. And the one with the pedal down doesn't have as distinct transient. It's a bit longer in its natural form. So it kind of works when you play it up here. But these samples are very rich and they cover a great spectrum. So don't play too dense. I think just a fifth is rich enough. Okay, next one. This is a very nice bass, I think. Next one. I'm just going to go through all of the patches real quick. Ooh, this is a full good bass sound. It's fat, I like it. And this one a bit more careful. Might be the piano. I like it. Next one. Yeah, next one. One of the notes on the piano tends to do that. It's like a zzz. Of course, I had to choose that one. Next one, 8. Very soft. Nice. And number 9, powerful. And on the OPZ, all of the sounds, you have the low pass and high pass multi-filter. So if it is too bassy for your taste or for the music you make, just raise this high pass filter. Like there. Maybe a bit more manageable for what you're doing. I'm gonna reset that green dot. So those were the 9 first ones. The next 10 are on this track, the chord track. Now listen to this. Number 1. Soft. Same thing here. If it's too thick, dial up this filter a little bit. Very good. Okay, next one. Number 2. And this is the territory where I really enjoy this kind of soft, plucky ones. It comes from recording one of the higher notes in piano, I think. You can clearly hear that it's piano. Maybe with a little reverb on that one. Maybe a tad lifting the filter. It's a nice sound to have on the OPZ. Okay, number 3. And now we're heading up and up and up in the register, as you can hear. If I now pitch this an octave up, some of the sounds, they kind of work, even if you do that. This is almost kind of out of range. It just kind of works. Cool. Next one, number 4. I like this. I like this. Okay, I'm just gonna go through all the sounds and then make a little sequence. I like this. Next one, 6. Powerful. Next one, 7. On its own, I really enjoy when it is kind of saturated down there in the lower frequencies. But once you add on kind of snappy and crisp sounds, it might sound a little muddy, and then, as with the others, lift the filter just slightly. But even more if you need. Like that. Or even more. Now it's kind of in the distance a little bit, in some sort of distant room. Or on a small speaker and with some reverb. Nice. Yeah. Number 8. Nice. 9. Powerful. Number 10. Nice. If you pitch them way down, maybe reverb again. Raise the filter too much. You can clearly hear that these are acoustic sounds, and now they're in this very electronic little machine. I think that mix between acoustics and electronic is something that I enjoy a lot to mix, but you need to be a little bit careful with how you mix it to make them kind of blend in a nice way. Let's check out the chords, because I told you I had chords as well. So I made one kit of some of the chords. Yeah, here we go. Now listen to this. In order to fit all of those chords in, you need to build a drum kit with them, and it can't exceed, I think, 12 seconds in total for that, all of those samples. So I made them shorter, I cut them short, but I've got 57 different chords that you can choose from and make use of in your music. I'm gonna mix it down a bit. Let's record it. Let's see what tempo, like maybe 110. There we go. I think I'm gonna do it in twice that length. Envelope. Cool. Yeah, and now I can mix it up a bit. That's actually kind of nice. No. Maybe. That's actually nice. Right, I just need to add some drums. That. Okay, that's a good one. a spark. Oh, this is nice. Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's actually nice. Yeah, it's nice. Alright, I'm gonna hit some piano on top of this, like here. Yeah, the OPZ, it has pianos now, lots of them, 19, and chords as well. The patches on the OPZ, they are the same as on the OP1 original, but I remastered them a little bit on the OP1 original because I feel like the levels are a little bit different. So let's take a look at the OP1 original too. Let's do it. All right, so the OP1, the original, because they just released a new one called the OP1 Field, and I'm going to show it too, because they differ a little bit. The OP1 Field has a increased audio quality across the board, and it also has stereo samples. These two, they share the same sample format, more or less, and it's a mono sample format, so it's not right and left, it's just one channel. So the beautiful original OP1 sounds more or less exactly like the OPZ. Let's see. I'm gonna head into the synth, gonna load some patches. We've got the Magic piano here, Magic 1, 2, 3, and all up to 19, and it should sound very familiar. Because it's the same sounds. So let's make a little snippet here as well, shall we? And let's do it. All right, let's do it. Yeah, that could be nice. Okay. Let's try it. Yeah, so that's the OP1 original. As beautiful as it is, there is a successor, and it's called the OP1 Field. I'm going to show it to you now. Here it is. So turn it on like that. So first of all, it's got different tapes. Let's go to the most neutral of the tapes, the Studio 4-track, and load. And so we've heard what it sounds like now on the OPZ and on the OP1 original. So now I'm going to take that and compare it to what it sounds like here. These are based on the same files, whereas this is based on a stereo version of the sound and resampled, and it sounds like this. Magic piano. There we go. All right. Can already hear that. Dang it, it sounds much smoother here, and it's also not only because it's a 32-bit processing and 16-bit processing here, so there's a much higher accuracy, much higher dynamic range possible, and clipping is much improved, but also there's a new reverb in town, and it's called Mother. Even if it's just a tad of Mother on this, it does so much for the room, the feeling of stereoness and feeling of presence in a room. And I think it's greatly improved when you pitch it up and down. As you can hear, there's also velocity sensitivity on this. It's right here. Now I set it to soft, hard, or off. Without velocity, the same velocity, but with velocity. I think the velocity works best when you kind of strike it like finger drumming, and not as well if you touch it like this and press hard, because it doesn't really register hard pressing, but hard striking is much more accurate. And it's because there's actually inside of it an accelerometer that has very, very high scan rate and accuracy, and it's measuring the vibrations of you hitting the device, and that is then translated to velocity. Very good. All right, so let's listen to the patches here. I think it's like a completely different sound and experience. So immersive. I think when you have this much improvement in sound, it becomes much more legit because the sound quality is so improved. So you finding yourself like expressing yourself, and suddenly it's like, wow, this is the basics of a new song emerging. And also when it's velocity sensitivity, I find myself using that. Yeah, maybe I should just actually there's a really good preset somewhere here. This one. Let's do it. That's nice. That's nice. Okay, off you go, metronome. It's nice. Dun, 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 dun. How about a bass? Yeah, I feel like we have basses. Yeah, this is nice. I like it. So there you have it, the OP family of OPs. We got the OP1 Field, sounds very beautiful. The OP1 Original and the OPZ. Yeah. So let's move on, shall we? Let's try it in the computer, shall we? Let's load it into Logic Pro just to show you how it sounds there, and then quickly go over to Ableton Live. Let's go. Alright, so let's put the computer here and keyboard here, and yeah, it's not a Mac, it's an iPad Pro, but I'm using it in sidecar mode, so I'm monitoring my Mac through the iPad. Works quite well. Yeah, so this is the actual pack. All the files are in this folder. On top there we got the Magic Piano's Ableton project. We got all the files needed to play the pianos in the Ableton, which is 3 different recorded pianos. And then we've got the Nord library. It's much larger because I included the original files there, and also there are some the actual files you can upload to the Nord synthesizer, and also the specific one for the Nordwave 2, which is the one that I have. And then we've got OP1 Original, OP1 Field, twice as large files there because they're in stereo, OPZ, which is the same size as the OP1, but just they're tuned slightly differently in terms of the volume. And then down there we got the Wave library and the EXS patches for Logic Pro and compatible players with the EXS format. And down here in the Wave folders we got separate notes, like the chords are all here. Let's see. Yeah, spicy chords, and then we got the Magic Piano there with the original length, and the one called Short, which is slightly shorter. That might save some memory for your sampler. And done that with the piano one as well. Full length, the long one, and then the short ones. Just dying and cutting it a bit shorter. And then the EXS files there. And after in the Nord library folder, we got the original long and 24-bit files. So they are a bit larger. That's why the folder is larger. And all of them are in one file because it's super easy in the Nord editor. Just open it up and throw one of these in. It analyzes it, and most of it's just ready to go straight ahead. You just need to make a few adjustments. Right, so the first thing I want to show you on the computer is, let's see, the EXS files in Logic Pro. Software instrument. And I'm going to use the one called Sampler Stereo. That's the instrument where you can load these in, and it just works really quickly. Open the sampler, and here we go. Load. I'm gonna head to the Wave EXS folder. There we go, and pick one of the EXS files. So, for instance, Forte. Let's go. So there we go. That's very loud. Let's hook up a keyboard, shall we? Got this one from Arturia. Very good. Actually, I have a pedal here. Maybe I should use it. There we go. Let's try it. Oh, look at this nice setup. I'm using the iPad because of presentation. It's easier to have like a flat screen just lying around. You can move it around. All right, so here. works really well. Let's check out the other one. Let's see. Load Piano EXS. That's the one. And you can modify these to the extent that you want. So right now, I'm using the velocity for volume, but I could use it more. I could use, let's say, even more. I think like sometimes you overdo the volume change of velocity. I think that the quality is more important than the actual volume. So that's why I keep the velocity volume kind of low. I just change it to the way you want it. Let's check out the upper register. I think the luxury of having a computer is that you can just apply any patches, any effects that you need. Just bear in mind that the more you put in there, the more latency might appear, because the signal change might introduce latency. So be careful with that when you are working with a computer. Okay, load. Let's take another one. And the pedal one, pedal EXS, open. Okay. Yeah, so these are the EXS files. I think they sound really good. And actually the filter here is very nice. I think the filter has a very gentle sound, and yeah, it's very useful. So Logic users and EXS users, I know it's a popular format. So let's quit Logic for now and then head over to the Ableton Live project. Yeah, let's go. And I have Ableton Live 11, and I'm not sure how well this opens up in earlier versions. I'm not sure. You can just have to try it. But I'm going to show you how to create a pack, because it's really easy actually. So here we go. Here we go. Let's play this one. It should sound more or less exactly the same. And the same thing here. I've got a filter just barely touching it and opening it a bit with velocity here, and volume velocity. I set it to 60% velocity. It's very easy to change. Just change this to whatever you want. Right, the next one is the piano. Yeah, by now you know the sample. It sounds exactly the same as the piano, the pedal. Yeah, nice. So in order to save these into your library of sounds, I'm sure you know already, you can just hit this little button there and it saves this pack into your library and give it a name, and yeah, right there, and then easy to recall and just lift it into your next track next time you want to use it. And if we open up one of the sounds, let's take this one. So we're here, the Magic Piano P. We open up the zones. This is where all the samples are put and mapped to each key. And the way to do that, if you would like to do it yourself, or if you lose, if it's not compatible with a very old version of Live or something, then you just, let's do it from scratch here. Let's create a new track here. We've got a new MIDI track. We're going to make a new thing there. So we open this up, we go to the instrument, place a sampler here. It's totally empty. We open the zones. We go into Finder and find a library. Just take the wave files here. Say we want to make this one. Yeah, so we see here already it's 64 files. Take them. I'm going to place them here. It's good to know which tone the lowest one is. I happen to know it's a low A. Just place it on a low A. So grab these, head over to Live, place them here. And now what we're going to do now is we know it's 64. And we know that it starts at a low A, like there. And then it stops at a high C on C6 there. And when we know exactly how many notes there are, you just put it like this, and then you right click and you say distribute range equally. And then it's going to distribute all of these notes over that range that you selected. And we could say that, oops, I made a mistake. It's something's going wrong there. So it was actually 1 octave lower, C5 there. So let's do it again. Control, distribute ranges equally. And now we see there is one note per key. Yeah. And we might find that, it's actually, maybe we put it too high or too low. And we can just grab the whole thing and move it. In this case, let's move it 1 octave up. So now, when everything is in place, we hear that. Okay, let's start working on the filter global there. A little longer release, not too long. Maybe even the... So just a couple of seconds later, we're done. And then we got the velocity, just turn it up to a desired value. And the filter, velocity filter, turn it up a little bit. Yeah, so it's very easy to create your own if you have like a long list of files. It's not a manual labor. Just put it in, figure out where it starts and stops, and distribute. Cool. How about that? Do you like it? Do you like what you hear? I'm actually super proud of this. This is my best piano that I've ever created, ever. So yeah, I'm stoked for it. I'm stoked. I think it sounds clear, and that's like very difficult to record clarity. And the thing is, if you record a piano, you can record it that it sounds good for a whole performance, but for a note by note to have them sound clear, it's very difficult. I made so many tries, so many trial and error. I think I recorded the piano at least 10 times over before I was happy with it. So yeah, there you go. This is my pack, and if you like it, go get it at my web store, truecuckoo.com. It's going to forward you to my web store. And right now, it's not here because I'm making the video. I haven't posted the pack yet. Just go here. It's going to be up here in the corner. And if it's not, you can search for it here. Search for Magic Piano, and it's going to pop up. Right now, my latest pack is Dirty Purist. It's a very cool pack too, with analog synth drum sounds, and they sound really great. So cool. That concludes my video. If you support me on Patreon, as many of you do, thank you so much for that. You also have access to my sample packs, and I appreciate that so much. It's helping me create more and more quality content, and it's also the sole reason that I can keep this channel up and keep traveling to trade fairs and make videos out there in the field as well. And thank you so much for all your support. But if you just want the pack, head over to my web store and get the pack over there. Yeah, I think I don't have anything more to say, actually. So get the pack, make some beautiful music, put it on your Digitakt, put it in your Ableton Live project, put it on your SmplTrek and make some beautiful music there. Put it on your Groove box, put it in your Nord keyboard and bring it on tour. Yeah, make some music with my piano. I'd love to hear it. Once you do, send me a message and post me a SoundCloud link or something. I'd love to hear it. Thank you so much, and see you again soon. Stay curious, everyone, and much love. Peace.